Hello guys, very important question here. Can you use ChatGPT or any other large language model like the Google Gemini, which you guys are seeing now on the screen, or even the Microsoft Copilot to study dentistry? And the answer is yes, as a supporting tool, okay? You guys will understand why. And how to proceed with this. I'm going to use the Google Gemini today. You guys are seeing my screen, and I will start with a prompt. For example, let's imagine that I want to understand if I should extract a fractured tooth, okay? But I will do a prompt very broad, which I would not do usually. So let's go with a prompt like, should I extract a fractured tooth? Okay, so I will use this prompt now, and let's see what happens. You have the answer now. This is my prompt, and this is the answer. So we can see that even though I said, should I extract, which implies that I am the dentist, the answer is coming to a patient, you see? So we are seeing some terms, for example, the death sentence of the tooth structure, you know, the crown as a cap, for example, above the gum line instead of supragingival, below the gum line instead of subgingival, and things like this. So first of all, we don't have the correct terms. If you are a dental student, that's problem number one, because you are learning the terms in a very popular way. That's not how you are going to proceed in your dental examinations, of course. First thing. Second, the sources here are not controlled by you. You didn't select any articles, you didn't select any source. And then what's happening is that there are too many broad statements here coming from maybe a lot of articles, and we know that in the internet we can find articles from many different qualities. So that's a problem because all of them can actually contribute to the answer here. And we should select this first a little bit. Okay, so let's see how. Now we are seeing that a deep subgingival fracture. So if the crack extends significantly below the gum line, so subgingival, a dentist cannot get a proper seal for a crown. And first of all, it's not the seal for a crown, that's actually wrong. Second, what about cases that you can remove a little bit of the gingival tissue, contouring with a laser, for example, with some electrical surgery or cauterization or something like this, and you can actually expose the margin a little bit better, and you can still be conservative. So the fact that the fracture trespassed the gingival line, so it's now subgingival, does not mean that it's no longer restorable. The rule is that if the fracture extended below the line of the alveolar crest, so below the bone line, below the line of the alveolar crest, then yes, then you cannot restore whatsoever. And then extraction shall be the best treatment in this case, okay? So we are already finding some small errors actually, and this is actually, harming your studies, so to speak. So instead, then you have tables, you have bullet points. If you want to write a thesis, for example, always with these bullet points, that's not the best way, because you didn't prepare your prompts properly. Now, look this other example. I already wrote here, so take a look at this. Describe the classification of tooth fractures and their related prognosis based on scientific articles indexed on PubMed. So now PubMed is the best source of scientific articles, of course, or one of the best ones. And now the answer is coming with some nice classifications here. So the Ellis classification, for example, then I have the clinical involvement, and then I have the prognosis of each classification based on a different article. So I'm preparing my prompts a little bit better. Again, what are the two main points here? I am preparing my prompts better, giving more details, asking to use scientific terms and scientific articles, and my questions are more specific and less broad. So two different, very important points. And now the third point, take a look at these other prompts here. In the same conversation with the Google Gemini, of course. Make this context in an organized running text with one idea per paragraph, so that avoids hallucination from the AI algorithm. It's a little bit better. And then even for you to write, that's the rule of scientific writing. So if you are a member of the YouTube channel, go back to the courses of not only artificial intelligence, but also scientific writing using artificial intelligence as well. And now finishing our prompt, take a look at this. Use a scientific and formal tone with terms used in peer-reviewed articles of dentistry. Okay, so that's already very nice. And then I have my running text here, okay, which is a little bit better, of course, with only good terms of dentistry. And then my final prompt, which is the final tip of today. Ask for the good articles, the high-impact articles about the topic, or at least the main one or the main ones. Take a look at this prompt. List the best systematic or literature reviews necessarily from high-impact journals of the field. And for example, dental traumatology, which is one of the best journals of this field, of dental traumatology, of course, for me to study this topic. And then I have already some very nice references. This article here from 2020, published in the Dental Traumatology. This article from Rivera and Walton from 2015. And then I have more trustful sources for me to study the topic. So those were the tips of today. See you guys soon.